Hello everyone, Smith's Garden here with another episode of recipes from the garden. So we have a bunch of tomatoes that we're going to use today to make some salsa. It's going to be a fire roasted salsa. Olivia's going to tell us what we have.
So we have some cilantro right over here. Right here we have some Cherokee purple tomatoes. And then these four are Better Boy tomatoes. Right here we have 2 lemons, onion, some garlic, jalapenos, and some chilies from last year's garden that was dehydrated.
All right. Also we'll need is you got a cast iron skillet, but you can also use your oven. And of course we have our jars in here getting sterilized. And then we have a food processor, or you can use a blender if you have a blender. All right, so let's get it started.
And that we are going to be putting on this pan over here is these tomatoes.
Okay, so what we're looking to do is just get a nice char with the tomatoes. Alright, so we're going to char both sides, get a nice char so we can get that smoke flavor. Okay, while we're doing that, we're going to go ahead and chop up our onion. Alright, get our onion ready.
This is just a small onion. So we just got the onions all chopped up, and now we're going to see the tomatoes.
We want to make sure we get a nice char. Right, you can see that's nice. We want to get it black. Nice, and get that fire roasted.
Fire roasted.
Okay, so that'll probably take about 5 minutes. Meanwhile, we're doing that, we're going to go ahead and slice up our jalapeno. And if you guys know about the jalapeno, right, you want to make sure you wear gloves. I like to wear gloves in case things can be hot, right? Just going to take the top off, slice it right down the middle, and then, right, we want to get the seeds out. A lot of people say seeds make the heat. Actually a myth, but we still want to pit the jalapeno out anyways. So got a pepper chef cabbage stick here to just stick the jalapeno. So yeah, you can hear the tomatoes are really kicking up right now. This also would be probably like a low medium, not too hot, but I think just enough kick. Okay, so it's 1 jalapeno, and then we're just gonna get this little small one here. Okay, so we got our jalapenos chopped up. Now let's see if our tomatoes, how they're looking. Almost there, you start to see little char. This is really going to bring the flavor out. You really want to get it. Don't be afraid to get it black, or like I said, caramelized. So it's still going a little bit, so while that's going, what we'll do is get our cilantro ready. Right, you just want to use a bundle of cilantro. Like cut the stems off at the end. So we have our cilantro ready for the food processor. And there's other ways you can do. You can roast your garlic, you can roast your jalapenos. We're just gonna do the tomatoes right now.
Next, we're going to be adding some jalapenos and some garlic into this pot with the tomatoes.
So we're gonna get these vegetables a nice char, the garlic. If you like garlic, you can do more, but we got about 5 cloves. You can see, get a nice char on the tomatoes. And once these are done, we're gonna look to transfer them to the food processor.
Which is right here. We added the chilies to the rest of the other vegetables. So, yeah.
Okay, alright, so I think my tomatoes, here you can see, we got some nice little fire roast. You can probably go longer if you wanted to. I'm just going to transfer them to the pan here. We got chilies in there. So all the tomatoes are out. We need to get our jalapenos out. And the smell in here is just amazing right now. You can just smell the peppers. We got our chilies that are fire roasted. Alright. Then with the garlic, right, we just pull it out and then you just want to peel the garlic. Alright, make sure we turn off the pan. Alright. Okay, so we're actually going to use this instead of my food processor. It's a blender that's multi-purpose from Pamper Chef. If you need Pamper Chef items, just make sure you contact us in the comment. Alright, so I'll just get my handy dandy glove. Alright, I just look to peel the garlic. It should be very easy. Should just pop right out. You can see it smells amazing. Alright, so next step will just be putting all the ingredients in the food processor and getting it going. Okay, so we'll see you at the next step.
Step is we are going to be putting it in the food processor.
Okay, so we'll start with a bunch of cilantro. Toss it in there. Onion. Right, we use a small onion. You can add more if you like. Then we're gonna use our lemon. So we had 2, but we're just gonna start with 1, right? Just to see if that's enough, and we can always add more.
Okay, so we got our lemons in, and now we are going to be doing our garlic. Now our jalapenos. Next our chilies. They sound really weird. And then our tomatoes.
And sometimes you can peel them. We're not going to peel ours. All right, and then we're just gonna
Or
add
tomatoes.
Yeah, sometimes you can peel the tomatoes, right? But I'm just gonna add a couple twists of some salt. And then we're gonna add a couple dashes of cumin for some flavor. And then just a dash of black pepper. Okay. And do you think we should add another half of lemon?
Maybe.
So we'll do another half of the lemon here. So I want to make sure we're getting the flavors.
Right.
It's a big lemon. There we go.
It's a lot of lemon juice.
All right, and then now we're gonna bring it over to our blender here, and then we're gonna get it going. Okay.
Got it all in the blender, as you can see. Our tomatoes, cilantro, and now we're gonna set it. Timer or the pulse. Now it's ready.
Okay. How many seconds will you do that for? About 30 seconds tops, right? Depending on how you want the salsa. Okay. So there, you can see. So now we're going to look to transfer this into our jars. And we want to fill it up, if we can, to about here, 1/4 inch from the top. Okay. Let's try this. Ooh, Butterfingers. Okay. We have a little bit left over. All right, that we'll just save and use for our other jar. Okay, but at this point, as you can see, what we want to do is just make sure it's clear. And at the top, okay.
Make sure they're tight. Even though they'll get more tight.
Okay. And we're just gonna bring it back over here to the pot. All right, it's still hot. Just gonna get it going here, right? We want to have these in here for about 8 to 10 minutes, right? So they can seal.
Bake. Timer.
About 8 minutes. And let's get our other one in here. So we'll just let those go for about 8 minutes, and then our salsa should be done.